make sure I get everything unmuted. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. And today I am joined by a new team, part of the new community. I'll save my words right in a minute. Who's joined joined our community team? It's JD. Say hello.
Hello everyone.
So yeah, you're joining us on the stream tonight. So yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, hello everyone. First of all, it's lovely to meet you all. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I don't know how much my being on the bill has made you come out, but if you have done, I'm happy to say hello. Yeah, delighted to see you all tonight. I'm going to be the new community director here at Dovetail, so I'll be looking after the trains. Titles that we have, also the fishing titles that we have as well, and making sure that the likes of Jamie, Nat, Sam are all supported in doing what they do. So I came on today because I wanted to say hello to everybody. I'll be sort of chopping in and out of live streams here and there. You might see me on the forums, on Discord. I'll be lurking, always watching, yeah, I wanted to hop on today just to say hello and get a little sense of what the community's like. I've been really impressed. I've been here about 4 weeks so far. Really impressed at kind of all of the dialogue that we've been able to have with you guys at home, and also what we're able to hopefully going to be able to do in terms of like communicating and whatnot moving forward as well. So yeah, all very exciting stuff. I can't wait to properly get started and get stuck in. But Jamie, on that communication front, we had something really exciting today to talk about.
Yes. So we have a new core update for Train Simulator. We have got a forum link for more information about it. JD, I think we put it in the chat for you all.
I can certainly do that.
Lovely. And basically, it seriously increases loading times for routes, etc. We have been trying it out. We tried Arlbergbahn, and normally it would take about 1 minute 3 seconds to load. This was now taking, on my PC, it was taking about 18 seconds. So the improvement is very, very good. So yeah, very, very exciting.
We were happy. We were going to see if we could have competitions, couldn't we, as to whose load time was improved the most.
Yeah.
Did you get any numbers from anyone?
Yeah, I think someone's load time on West Coast Main Line South was originally 5 minutes because they had an older PC. It's now changed to 1 minute, so that's a massive improvement for them. So that's looking really good.
Amazing. I suppose as well at this point I should probably give a little bit more of an intro to me as an individual. So I will come clean right now. I am quite new to the world of trains. I am really, really looking forward to learning about them, but I am new to the world of trains. This is going to be an education for me. Really looking forward to finding out more and learning actually from both the likes of Jamie and also you guys at home a little bit more about this. What I'm discovering is a very diverse, interesting, different world that I am completely new to. So we are actually going to be going somewhere that I have been today, which is nice, which is a good little reference point for me. But again, I'll pass over to Jamie to give you a little bit more information about what we're doing today.
Yes, so we're on Riviera in the 50s, and we're on the new GWR pack. So we're currently driving, this is a 72XX. You can tell the difference between the sort of Great Western heavy tanks. You've got also in the pack, I think it's the 42s and the, let me go and double check, I'm sure it's the 42s. Let me go and check. Yeah, 42s, 5200s. So this, you can tell the difference between the 42, 52s and 72s purely because the 72, you can see, look at the size of the bunker on the back of this. It's actually had to, they've put a rear pony on the back as well, which is, it just shows the pure size of it. But we're just going to be doing some shunting here at Newton Abbot. So I'll just, this is a clever, I'm running it in advanced, so this is going to be interesting. But one interesting thing to do, if I press the tab button to go forward, you can see the dodge signals are against us. We've now asked the signalman for clearance, and we can now go ahead. And we're off.
So I was quite excited about this because I think we stopped off at Dawlish on the way, and I actually went to Dawlish over last summer, and we cycled down the the River Exe estuary all the way into Exeter, and down the other side you can get a little ferry across the estuary back down to Dawlish and Starcross. So I was quite excited when I found out I'd be doing this. I mean, obviously not in the 1950s, I wasn't around, but yeah, excited to see what kinds of things, Jamie, you're able to do with this.
It's really good fun. You know, it's something. It's this route is lovely. I've always enjoyed driving on the route, and certainly driving this is certainly a different experience because I'm running it in advanced mode. It's very interesting trying to get it to. You can turn the advanced mode off if you don't necessarily want to use it with advanced mode. But it's a very fun experience using it. Oh, I must try and... Oh, am I gonna...
Oh, that was shunted quite away.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Yeah, luckily nothing derailed there.
What I was going to say was we should ask some really complicated questions to Jamie in the chat, because he's doing this in advanced mode and needs to concentrate a lot on what he's doing. So we should ask him all of the complicated questions today. But it looks like we don't really need to worry about that. So.
No. I think I've already... done that, so there we go. Just make sure we've got the road. No, yeah, we've got the road. We've got permission, so we're alright.
Jamie, someone's in the chat has asked, as long as I don't do a Nebworth, can you give me a little bit more information about what a Nebworth is?
Yeah, so a Nebworth is basically what Matt had done. It's a famous Matt thing, that basically you come flying through a station and realise, I should have actually stopped there and just keep going. Yeah.
Is that, I mean, I live not a million miles away from Nebworth.
Right.
Which is near Stevenage.
Yeah.
I assume it's because it's a station that everybody just completely overshoots all the time.
It was just one that Matt overshot and just never sort of disappeared, sort of thing, you know. So yeah, it was quite funny, that one.
Obviously, this is the first outing of this loco sort of on stream, isn't it? As well.
Yeah,
obviously, this was launched last week, and it's our first opportunity to kind of show this to you guys as well.
It is, yeah. I'll show you the cab in a bit. We've just got a bit of... I'm running a little bit behind because that hall class over there is supposed to be going in front of us, but I have to get into the yard for an order for it to go, so I'm just trying to catch up a bit of time.
WebbyV2 says in the chat, the update is incredible, 15 seconds to load the Fife circle. So yeah, if you haven't tried it already, make sure you try and with the new update that was launched today, the core update. Take a look on the forums. I'll chuck a link in the chat in case people haven't seen it yet. But it significantly reduces load times. If you do find that it hasn't impacted your load times, then just send us a link in the chat or let us know the details in the chat. We'll investigate.
Yeah. Just coming into here now.
To the chat for you all now.
Make sure I don't fill the boiler. Be nice and steady. There you go. JP has put it in the chat for you. JD, look at that.
Sorry, I was completely missing. Yeah, Nebworth. Okay, yeah, I've got it. Okay, and I know because I have been on many trains that have shot straight past Letchworth. Nebworth. Letchworth is also on that line. Nebworth, and I know exactly what that feels like because yeah, I don't live a million miles away from there. So I actually live in a place called Biggleswade, which is on the route from London to Edinburgh. So
nice.
lots of fast trains going past my going through my town actually. We go over the route pretty much all the time we go for walks, so plenty of fast trains. Nat's in the chat as well. Nice to see we've got some support in the chat as well.
Hey, brilliant.
From the Dovetail Massive as well. Now I am learning the loads.
Whee! So we've got, the good thing about this is it's got realistic slip, as you can see there. I've just completely slipped the loco.
You might have to explain that to me in layman's terms, Jamie.
So basically, you know how you get wheel slip in a car?
Oh, okay, of course, yeah.
That's basically the similar sort of thing. He's running
Okay.
late, he'd be annoyed.
Wolfgang's asked which football team I support, and I don't know if I should answer that question because I feel like it put a lot of people off of me quite early.
I don't ask that question either.
I'm actually a Spurs fan, so you can hold that against me if you like. But right now, we don't need any more hitting while we're down, so...
Right, there we go. So we've got to come into siding 4, yeah, and drop off. So let's put that back into full gear. Oh, we've certainly got enough coal in there now.
People asking if Restream's working in the chat, and we thought it was, but it might not be. So I'm going to try and jump across both chats on Twitch and YouTube as we're going through this, just to make sure that everything is being shared as we need to, and
Yeah.
if there's any moderation that is happening.
Oh, you can see where I was slipping there. So. Big dogs, no, I didn't. For some reason, this shunt signal, in order for me to do the scenario, I have to pass it in order to do it. So, yeah, I was technically spadding, but in order for me to do the shunting, I have to do a spad in order to actually shunt the wagons. So, spad James is passing a red signal.
You know what? That's one of the acronyms that I have made sure that I'd looked up, because I was very well aware that Nat had done a few of them, and I made sure that I didn't do that moving forward. Sorry, Nat, in the chat. Sean said that he's in Sandy. Oh, that is the next town up from me. So hello, Sean. We are technically nearly neighbours.
You see the realistic slipping there. A bit slip happy, but it is good fun. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're now coupling up to these coal wagons, and then we'll be on our way. Put some water on, because if not, I think me driver and or certainly most of us will be getting deaf ears by the time the amount of blowing off we're doing at the moment. Too far. Come to Hackney Yard reception. There we go. Now I've got to stop there. So put mortar in the boiler. There we go.
So whilst you're doing something complicated, Jamie, I thought I'd ask a question.
Yeah.
So the GWR 280.
Yeah.
What's special about this particular loco? Why is this something that we've decided to kind of bring to life in Train Simulator?
Yeah, so I think it's already been released. I think it's a third-party release, if I remember rightly.
Victory Works, yeah.
Yeah, Victory Works. Something interesting. I'll try and get some facts up in a minute. Let me just couple up to them. But they're quite interesting tank engines because they're quite large for the for a sort of size of a tank engine. You know, they can haul quite a lot. And to be honest, it brings so much to the Riviera because you can. There's basically one of the bits in the scenario mentions that most of these were based in Wales, most of the 7200s. But there was 3 based in Newton Abbot, which is obviously where we are at the moment. And it just brings another heavy freight locomotive to the pack, basically. You know, it was really nicely because there's so many different Great Western locomotives. you know, so that. Oh, as long as the road is clear, you can now run bunker first to Exeter. You'll need to watch for red signals for the train stopping ahead of you, which is the one that passed us. So we can now head off. I'll get up some facts in a second and leave off.
I'm also gonna save some of the chat questions because I'm gonna pass them on to you, Jamie.
Yeah.
And we can answer them through that, and I can maybe chip in with a couple of bits and pieces here and there. But I think primarily you're going to be the one that's going to be able to help people out in the chat a little bit more than I am. So I've got I'm gonna store up some questions for when we've had a chance to go through all the way through the GWR 280 even 280.
Yeah.
You know what? I really struggle saying acronyms and also individual like numbers in front of each other. So this is going to be really fun for me trying to do this kind of thing more often because mentally it doesn't quite work for me, some of these things. So.
So I thought I'd do an interesting view, so I can then I can still drive and fire the engine. We can sort of sit in this view. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
So LaserJet's just asked, what's my favourite route on TSW? I've been doing the eastern coastway at the moment. So I've been trying to kind of learn my craft in there, and then I think I'm going to graduate into possibly the southeastern arms. I have a tendency towards the east and the southeast, so I'll give that a go and see where I go. And yeah, I have noticed the community are very nice, so thank you everybody who's given me a really nice welcome. There's a little introductory thread about me on the forums if you want to check it out. But yeah, I've been really humbled, I think, by the lovely welcome from everyone, so thank you very much for that.
There we go, we're galloping now, we're fine, look at that.
Very nice.
We're doing fine now.
So Jamie, factoids time.
Factoids, so we are currently driving a 7200. So the Great Western Railway 7200 is a 282 tank. These were built and used by British Railways. They are the largest. So they're actually built by BR, even though the Great Western class. I think they were built. Oh no, I'm wrong. Ignore me. It's fine. They were the largest tank engines run on the Great Western Railway. So they were all built in Swindon Works. Basically, what they are is a rebuild of the 4200 of 42XX. And they were rebuilt with a 5205 front end, and you can see the larger bunkers, obviously, what we said. They were rebuilt between 1934 and December 1939. There were 54 rebuilt altogether. They weigh, loco weight is at 92 tons altogether, and they have a tractive effort of 33,170. There was, I think there are 3 under restoration, and the remainder are scrapped.
Ah,
there we go. This is
interesting. Do you know where they're being? Do you know where they are currently housed? Those 3 remaining.
I can find out. So there is one at the Buckinghamshire Railway Centre. There was one at the Didcot Railway Centre, and there's one at the East Lancs Railway.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. It's my geography knowledge. Where's Didcot? I will just do a quick Google.
Yeah.
That's gonna. In Oxfordshire. Okay, so none of them are actually housed in Devon, which is a little bit, I suppose, a little bit odd, but.
LaserJet, the 72. So Manor is a 78. This is a 72.
Wolfgang's got a good question in the chat. What's the most notable train you've been on IRL? this one's actually, it's not a million miles away from Devon actually. There's St Earth to St Ives Line in Cornwall, which is it's a little. I think it's only got 4 or 5 stops, but it's kind of a little bit ye oldie. You still get like ticket stubs there, and it takes you kind of along cliffside on the way to St Ives, and you get the amazing views over the bay, and when you go through Carbis Bay, it's absolutely beautiful. So would rather recommend it if you've never been, but it's I think that's probably my favourite. How about you, Jamie? Where's your kind of your favourite? You're Norfolk born and bred, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yes. So my favourite railway, I would say, is the North Norfolk Railway, which is a heritage railway. Runs between Sheringham and Holt, and I've been a volunteer there for about 11, 12 years, I think now.
I've been on that.
You've been on it? Ah, goody.
Yeah. Sheringham and Holt again. I've been to a few times. So I was going to do one. I was going to do one of the touristy things and get like the afternoon tea on there or something like that. But then I didn't end up doing that. We just went on the train. So
yeah. There we go. Just trying to set the regulator settings. So we're doing okay. Right. So I'll show you the cab because we haven't had a look at the cab actually. There we go. Here's the cab.
Patrick said they saw that I'm a quiz writer, and they say we have a fortnightly TSW trivia night. You know what? Watch this space. Watch this space. Actually had a chat earlier with somebody who like a tool that allows us to do things like that. So we might. I haven't really spoken to Jamie, Nat, and Sam about this as of yet, but we might see if we can do some kind of quiz-related content moving forward as well. So don't know where we're going to cram it into this already cramped streaming schedule, but we'll see what we can do with it.
Just going to bring my boiler pressure up a bit.
And of course there will be prizes to be won as well.
Of course, got to
be. Of course. Now I would obviously have to run all of the questions by Jamie to make sure they're all correct and ready to go. But
oh dear. But yeah. But I must admit, also something else I was going to show about. It's interesting about this logo. I was trying to remember what it was. It's all right. It's fine. I was just thinking of things. Oh, I know what it was. Oh, he's got 2-tone whistles.
Oh, can we hear them?
Yeah. There you go.
Very nice. Very nice. Whereabouts are we? Is this Dawlish?
Tynemouth.
Tynemouth. Oh, okay. Oh, we might have missed it then. Oh, that's a shame.
No, we haven't reached Dawlish yet.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just taking. I have got Google Maps up as I'm going through this as well.
Not quite there. Oh, awesome scene. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a good run, clan line running from London to Norwich.
Cameron's asked about the quiz. Are we talking the likes of a pub quiz or proper question set for the ITV or BBC? Pub quiz, definitely pub quiz. not at that level yet. Quizzes for family and friends at Christmas. That's about as far as it goes. Fast load. People talk about fast load, which is great. Wolfgang's asked, "What's the point of a 2-tone whistle?" Jamie, do you know that?
So something I was finding out, because it says this in the manual. It was one way with communicating with the guard, which is actually simulated in this. It's something I'll probably do when we come to stop. But on an unfitted goods, we're actually coming up to Dawlish. Look at this.
Lovely.
So it was something with just another communication with the guard, basically. I will do it later on, but I basically give 3 toots to the guard in the brake vans, and he will then put his handbrake on to help assist with braking, basically. So yeah, I'm not entirely. Maybe the chat might know. Some other people in the chat might know exactly why the Great Western did use it all the time. But I know that was I thought was one of the reasons.
Apparently, Moggy43 says in the chat, we're able to tell the difference between a train and road vehicles as well.
Ah, yes.
Are there any other questions that I kind of put to the back of my mind that I was going to ask and then I didn't ask? Let me have a quick look. Scrolling back up. Train Simulator driver asked, when will we see JD drive? Well, I think it will be a while. Yeah, let's just say I want to try and make sure that I'm actually okay at this rather before we kind of throw me into the deep end, onto the coal fire. So yeah, we'll have a look. I'll try and I'll see if I can get better over the next few weeks and see where we get to.
Yeah, we gotta get you driving. Gotta get you driving.
But I'm much better at talking, so let's just have a quick look. Pink Trains, I have tried my best to get him. I mean, I haven't. So the way that it works, we get given keys as part of the company, and the keys that I've got for Train Simulator in particular are absolutely. It's like 500 gig of stuff to download, and my laptop that work gave me won't cut it at the moment, so I'm going to try and get a hard drive so I can play Train Sim. But I have played TSW, and I'm learning the East Coast way at the moment, so I'm just trying to go through all of the kind of that sort of thing to begin with, try and sort of get experienced on one particular line to begin with, and the locos involved, and then I'll try and branch out into other things. So it's a learning process, let's say. What do I hope to bring to Train Simulator and Train Sim World? I think for me, what I'd love to be able to bring is a sense of community spirit. I know that this is in abundance already, and it's the guys have done a fantastic job in kind of fostering this, particularly over the last 6 months or so. Jamie, Sam, and Natalie have done a really good job with this. What I'd love to be able to do is really kind of celebrate the community, as well as celebrating our game, and I'd love to be able to kind of put people who are doing some really exciting, interesting stuff to the forefront and start kind of celebrating those individuals, within our community, but also the people who are doing really great things within the world of rail and locos and whatnot. So that's what I'd like to bring. Certainly not going to be a encyclopedic knowledge of locos, unfortunately, but we'll see. Maybe a couple of years down the line, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. And I've just remembered that this engine, the loco, has AWS, and I didn't realise that. So I've now completely stopped. But it's fine. It's fine. We can soon restart. It's fine.
And the view is fantastic here.
Yeah. Right. So pressure's up. We're okay. We'll turn the injectors off now. Turn the blower off. And we're off.
There we go.
Look at that lovely Dawlish.
So we picked up a couple of bikes from Dawlish Warren, and so I think it's about a 16 to 20k bike ride, I think, maybe slightly more, up the Ex estuary and then back down the other side to Exmouth.
Awesome.
And then you can get a ferry across. It was really cool. It's one of those ones where I think we went last summer, and it was, I think, like 28, 29 degrees. It was flipping hot, but we managed to do it, and we were a sweaty mess by the end of it, because you get the ferry back to Starcross, and then you can sort of cycle back from there. But that last sort of 5k back from Starcross was a struggle. I think we probably were coasting a lot of that.
Pressure, speed,
King George lives in Dawlish at the moment. Well, I hope we're doing it justice. Someone's put in the chat that I remind them of Bear Grylls. Well, I mean, I don't know that. Thanks. But I don't think that. I think that's pretty far from the truth. If you chuck me out into the wilderness, I'll probably survive 5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
How are we doing for time?
Yeah, fine. I think we're a little bit late. No, we're not too bad. We're catching up with time, so we're fine.
And we've also got ASAM in the chat as well. Everybody's
We've got
come out
Sam
today.
as well. They're all turning up. Hello.
Solid camera work there. Obviously, he's not going to say anything positive to you, Jamie. So
I mean, I was doing it. Look at this. Look, Colonel Cam. Look at that. Look. I mean,
now
that's
it's a
pretty...
party.
Yeah.
And we've got Matt as well. Everybody's
Oh
coming
my
out
word!
today.
We're all here.
Wow. Well, I feel honoured, everybody, and it's definitely not. It's definitely my influence, obviously, rather than actually us doing something interesting with a new loco. And Jamie obviously doing a grand job with the advanced controls here. Oh, solid camera work there as well.
And I've just hit another AWS. Oh, great. There we go. It's fine. Gives me time to get the pressure up.
That's what you tell yourself.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself, yeah.
Is this Starcross we're coming to?
This is coming up to... So that was Dawlish. We're now coming up to Dawlish Warren, which is up here.
Oh, okay. Sure.
This is Dawlish Warren.
I can just imagine the Dovetail guys in the chat just asking some very awkward questions. Not that I'm encouraging them to do that at all, but there's definitely some heckling opportunities going on from the sidelines here.
It's alright, we're off again. I had to stop for that signal anyway, so it's fine.
Again, that's what you tell yourself, Jamie.
Yeah, it's... yeah.
Quite fast asked what route this is.
So this is Riviera in the 50s.
And Dammy's asked when TSW Arosa Line comes out. We'll give you more information when we have it. Yeah, we'll give you more information when we have it. I won't. Sam was very specific with me when he said that we should leave it at that when we get asked those kinds of questions. Yeah. So I will leave it at that.
Let's just check these signals. So we've got another AWS. Shut the regulator off. Get some more coal in, and we'll get some more water in as well, because why not? We got a haul. Is that a haul? Yeah, a modified haul now leaving. Yeah, interestingly about the Great Western engines, a lot of the larger locomotives all had names. So hall classes were named after halls, granges were after, etc., kings, castles,
Oh, interesting. Okay. Are there any other kind of naming conventions that that other sort of that are elsewhere within kind of locos or routes or anything like that?
There is. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some locomotives, but they were. I think a lot of the A4s, like Mallard and Bitten, are sort of birds. There you go, Mallard and Bitten, two birds. So yeah, there was all sorts of different namings. I'm not sure about. There's some about LMS, I think, as well. I can't remember the LMS ones. If anybody can tell me which ones. Oh no, Duchesses. That's the one. Duchesses and Princesses.
Ah, interesting. Okay. I know like with the ships and things like that, there's kind of a convention with sort of women's names and royals and all that kind of thing. So I suppose it makes sense that it kind of comes across to trains as well.
Yeah. Well,
So we got
the interesting thing about locomotives is they say the drivers always call them she's. Something you'll always find out. They always say she this, she that, and it's because they're all they basically they nickname them she's.
yeah, Ethminster in the chat says saints, kings, halls, castles, queens when wear rare, and manors.
There we go.
Thank you, the Merseyrail. It's lovely to be here.
Off again.
So yeah, Jamie, you were talking about the Norfolk Heritage Railway. Is for those who are, I mean, I'm sure everyone in the chat is aware. Tell us a little bit more about that, because obviously that's something that is very close to your heart.
Yeah. So I've always sort of, when I was younger, I always wanted to sort of either be involved in a railway or to be a driver. But it's something that just sort of happened. I was at an event once, and I just sort of spoke to one of the people who I didn't realise was management within the railway, and basically said to me, "Oh, you should join the railway if you're that interested in trade. You should join the railway." And join our junior club. We had a junior club, so I think it was about 9 or 10 at the time, and yeah, and just basically from there, I joined the railway. Started off in the model railway, just running that operationally, and then progressed into the junior club where we sort of cleaned locomotives, and sometimes had the opportunity to drive them as well. So yeah, it was really good fun, and sort of it have just been there sort of really as a volunteer ever since, cleaning locos and checking tickets and all sorts. So, yeah.
Is Steam your kind of home ground then?
Oh yes, very much so, very much so. You know, I've always loved Steam, and it's just amazing to drive in real life. Just being able to hold a regulator in your hands and feel that pure power of the locomotive it's this like no other feeling. It's really amazing.
Nice. Oh, is this? I recognise this bit. I recognise cycling around that, and I can't remember what the name of the place was. You know what? Google Maps will be my friend again.
I was trying to get the right head code, and I'm sure I've got the wrong head code for this.
I think it's called Cockwood, which is interesting name.
Yes.
Interesting name.
Oh, got another AWS. So have I got a red signal? No, it's okay. I've got a green, but I've got my distant is off. So that's basically the next signal is at danger. So we're okay. But I need to think about slowing there, really.
And it is a really beautiful part of the UK as well. If you ever get the chance to come down here in the modern day, it obviously it's got some of its charm from the 50s, and particularly sort of in the 70s. Riviera was such a huge sort of tourist destination, but it is still a really lovely place to go to. Some really beautiful places down here, and some lovely beaches, and as we can see, some lovely locos as well. And some lovely opportunities to see some amazing stuff from the viewpoint of trains as well.
Yeah. I've just remembered. I've now got the guards to brake for me, but I now can't remember how to get them to stop braking for me. So they've now got the brakes stuck on. So give me a minute.
So that timekeeping we were doing then, it's going well.
Yeah, it is going well. Yeah, it's going very well.
LaserJet says they live near Dawlish and Starcross up near Exeter. Ah, well, as I say, this is home ground for you then as well, which is also quite exciting.
I think it's 5 whistles, I think. wheel slip. I'll find it now. Gauge glass, dampers, no. I'm going to find it in a minute. Ah, there we go. 6. That's why. 1. Oh, give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Brakes are off.
It's like a secret signal.
Still.
I want to ask where I'm actually from. Originally from near Cambridge, but I live in Bedfordshire now, so a little distance away from Chatham and Kent, which is Dovetail HQ. But when we can all go back to the office, I will be popping in a couple of days a week, hopefully. I haven't actually seen the office yet. No, I don't think any of the community team have been to the office as yet.
Apart from Matt, I think.
Yeah, and obviously I imagine Sam has as well. But I think all of the newer members of the team have not actually been to the office yet, so that'll all be very exciting when we can all go back.
Get some water in. I mean, there is one good thing. The way we slow down now, at least the thing is that we won't catch up too closely to the train, so it's fine. But we are going to be 2 minutes late. So
Jamie, you trying to rationalise this, and
I don't think it's working very well.
I don't think it's working, mate. No. We have a lot of Devonians in the chat, which is quite exciting when we're doing the Riviera line. So.
What a view, eh? Look at that. How are we doing gallon wise? Let's see what let's just have a look at that.
Someone has asked, Thelonious has asked you, Jamie, in the chat, if I were driving, I'd have all the controls on 100%. But you only have them on 75 and 34%. Why is that?
It's so I can keep my boiler pressure high. So I make sure that I don't sort of run out of steam, basically.
Metaphorically and physically.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is basically the reason why, because I don't want to run out of steam. I've done that before.
And Frazzlegun thought I was the creator of this amazing logo. No, I'm not Victory Works. So I apologise for that. And if it were me in charge, you would not be getting this, I can tell you. You'd be getting something that is... I mean, I don't even know what I'd be able to give you, but it would not be this. So yeah, Jamie, as a train sim newbie, and as I say, I've not even been able to download Train Simulator yet. I've only played on TSW. What routes would you say I should try first?
I'm not entirely sure, really. That's an interesting one. Someone hasn't really asked me that before. I think there's plenty of good routes to try. I think this would be an interesting route to try as a first one as well.
I've got my notepad here ready to go.
So I would say Riviera in the 50s. Chat, anything else? Oh, London to Brighton. Matt has said that as well. Very good point. London to Brighton is a very good one to start with.
Okay.
And East Coast Main Line South is another one.
East Coast Main Line South. The chat's coming good for me at the moment. I can tell you loads of suggestions.
Yeah.
London to Peterborough, that will be a familiar line for me. I've been on that many a time.
That's the south one, I think. That's yeah, they're saying East Coast Main Line. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Nico. Yeah, Nico. Yeah, RHB. So I would either suggest the probably the Engadine or the Sylvains. Oh, I was trying to say this word the other day, today, and I couldn't get it. Szelva line. That's the one.
Now, can you spell it for me?
No. I am starting to learn German, but it's not quite there yet.
I tried to learn German for a little bit on Duolingo, and it did not pan out well for me. I could say my duck is a vegetarian. I think that was about as that was some of the stuff they make you learn, but nothing that you actually ever use. Cambridge to Peterborough from ATS. Cambridge to Peterborough is also another line that I'm quite familiar with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the other one you can do, I think is a good one, is the Norfolk Branches, which is the Wherry lines. So it's Norwich to Great Yarmouth and Norwich to Lowestoft. Again, a nice one to learn.
I think I've been on that one. I think I have been on that one before. To the Yarmouth line, I think. Does it go to Yarmouth?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've been to Yarmouth on that line before.
Fire coming up as we shovel it. Quite cool as well.
Lots of suggestions. Thank you everybody in the chat. I'm going to be investigating all of those. I do agree. I think that the ones that are probably closer to places that I remember or that I've been on, I think would probably be a good place to start. And I think I'll when I can get the external hard drive that I've requested from our IT team, I will download it and get going on this. West Somerset as well was suggested in the chat.
Yeah, it's another good line. Although you have to keep it at 25 miles an hour. That's the fun bit.
I mean, I like a little bit of speed, so it doesn't sound that much fun to me, but...
So we've got a stop up here.
He says Exminster.
Exminster, and then we've got another stop at Exeter, so I think we're waiting for another train to pass, basically. Make sure my end of my train's clear, yeah, we're fine. There we go, we're actually a minute early, look at that. Made up their time. Look at that. Now waiting for the expresses to now come through. So this is a King class now coming. I've pulled you over so the expresses can pass, says the signalman. You can move to the next signal and wait there. He should be past about 15:45. So that's King Henry.
It does look very regal, to be fair.
So we can come up to this signal now.
Sean said the best steam journey he did was Tornado from King's Cross to Edinburgh and then to London Euston.
Wow. That's a trip.
I don't know if I was on a Tornado, but I have done the King's Cross to... Oh no, not King's Cross. It's normally been Stevenage or Peterborough to Durham. And that was always a little bit of a slog because I always used to have loads, and because that's where I went to uni, so I always used to have loads and loads of bags and things like that I needed to kind of carry and put in the baggage holders and stuff, and loads of other students, it ended up being that, like, sort of sitting in the aisles and stuff, so it was never really that positive an experience for me, I have to admit. But John McNamara asks, what was your general knowledge of the railway before joining the team? Really only on the railways that I've actually been on. I have to admit, as I say, I'm quite new to this. It's not something that I've had a lot of chance to do a lot of research on, or I suppose enjoy the thrills of some of the more picturesque railways, particularly in Britain. But I'd like to try. I'd like to learn, and particularly when we get out of lockdown, try and experience some of these firsthand, because I think that's sometimes one of the best ways to be able to kind of ignite that passion as well.
Oh, it is, yeah. Yeah. So we come up to this signal.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've not been on the West Somerset Railway, unfortunately. I don't know if I've even ever stayed in Somerset. I'm not sure. I've always gone past it on the way to Devon or Cornwall, and I apologise because I'm sure it's a lovely place.
There we go. Let's get some water in there. Keep our pressure down. Let's wait for the express now. There we go.
Is this a picture? Is this a photo op?
This is a photo op. Let's actually get it in a better shot position, shall we? Yeah, that's better. I think we've got a Grange hauling this express, I think. Yeah, it's a Grange. Look at that. No, it wasn't Bait Being Kid, very funny. I was actually a minute early, so he had plenty of room.
Yeah, somehow we were still early.
I know, that yeah. I did okay, didn't I? We just got to wait for that signal to change now. And we'll be off to Exeter. I'm not sure. I think they're Hawksworth coaches, Merseyrail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it from the cab this time and get the signal. That's alright, we're doing okay for pressure. And we've got the road. So I'll show you how to drive it within here. So the interesting, I'll go over to the other side because it'll make it a little bit easier. So this is your reverser. So the interesting thing, this has got a lock. Can you see that lock? Which is basically like your clutch in your car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it back slightly because that will stop us wheel slipping. So I'll get it into, there we go, 66%. We'll get the brakes off, but we won't fully release it because we can put it into running. We'll turn off the injectors. I should have really opened the cylinder cocks as well before we went, while we were stationary. So I'll just open them up so we can then use them to get the water out of the cylinders. Sometimes you want forward. There we go, now we've got it.
I like the flask as well. You can't go.
Oh
can't
yeah,
go
you got
on a
to
long
have
rail.
your tea.
You can't have a long railway journey without a flask of tea, can you?
No.
It feels like this is quite like a visceral experience. So you put out what you get. You get out what you put into it. It's that kind of driving experience.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, you got to keep an eye. So you've got your firebox. So you got to keep an eye on your coal level. You see how much coal we've got in there at the moment. And you've then got to keep an eye on your water to make sure it doesn't get too low. And you've also got to keep an eye on your pressure gauges, which are here. Keep an eye on your pressure. And of course, keep an eye on where you're going as well. That normally helps.
Yeah, I suppose that does help, doesn't it?
And this is how they would actually drive it as well. So they'd be leaning out to keep an eye on what's going on.
Maybe he said, if you think if this is visceral, you wait till it goes wrong after playing for 2 hours.
Like I did the other day, maybe.
You know what, Jamie? I would pay to see you sort of get into some kind of rage-fueled, some kind of rage quit. I cannot see you being a person that ever gets stressed about anything or gets angry at anyone for anything. So I'd be interested to see what would really push your button.
I've been known to do it sometimes, but it's been very rare. Let's put it that way.
Moggy said in the chat, when you ask for routes, ask for the ones with gronks in. Thank me later.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Explain, Jamie.
A
Please.
gronk. So basically, steam locomotives all have, basically locomotives all have their own nicknames. I'm not sure whether these had nicknames. No, I don't think they did. Unless there's someone who can tell me they did have a nickname. As far as I'm aware, they didn't. But basically, loads of locomotives had nicknames. Now, a Class 08 diesel shunter is nicknamed a gronk. And the chat and Moggy is a gronk lover. A very, very big gronk lover. So, as LaserJet has put there, a Class 37 is a tractor and a Class 20 is a chopper. There's also a locomotive called a Flying Pig, which is a 267. Yeah, and there's all sorts. And also there's more than one nickname for a locomotive as well, because different parts of regions and different parts of the UK would nickname them different things. So, for example, with the Flying Pig, the 260 Ives 4MT was nicknamed a Flying Pig in some parts of the region. You go to another part, and they were called Welsh Fargos because they had high running foot plates. So yeah, it depends on where you basically what region had different nicknames.
I suppose regional, like you get the same like regional dialects, don't you, and regional slang and that kind of thing. It would make sense why you'd have different nicknames for locos as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to reread this chat, I think, later on, at a later date, just to try and make sure that I've gathered as much information as I can do. I call this, I'm in sponge mode, basically trying to absorb as much as I can do.
Yeah. According to my ETA, I'm going to be 5 minutes early. That's amazing.
Wow. There's obviously a lot less pressure on the train drivers back in the 50s to hit the times on time. I guess.
Well, I think it was purely because drivers, they knew their timings quite well. I think they you used to have services in between, so you knew where exactly on the main line where you'd have to pull over to let an express go. So you knew you had to be there by a certain time before the express came and things like that. So it's quite a fun and interesting thing. Oh yeah, of course, LaserJet. I forgot to mention the Flying Banana. There's another one, which is a high-speed train painted in yellow, hence why it's called.
Of course. Of course. Maybe easy to spot from a distance, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, on water as well now. Let's use some pressure up.
Apparently it's our copy of Japan's Dr. Yellow.
Ah.
Flying Banana. Every day is a school day.
Yes. Yeah, you learn a lot of things.
JH32 asks how many streams am I likely to be involved in the community. Let's just say I probably won't be on them weekly. I will sort of see where I'm needed more so than, because I think we've got a really good suite of live streams at the moment and some pretty established names, but you might see me pop up on a few here and there, just to stick my oar in, or to make sure that I can offer my esteemed knowledge on the subject to all of these different things, which, as you've probably gathered, isn't a great deal. So we'll see. I won't make any promises at this stage, but you'll see me pop around, even if I'm not on the live streams, on the various different places where you can chat to the Dovetail team. So forums, Discords, YouTube, social channels, all of that kind of stuff. Facebook groups. I'm part of the Facebook groups as well, if anybody's part of those. So. Oh, that's a good shot, Jamie.
There you go. It's like it's been practicing, isn't it?
Give the cameraman a raise.
I can't remember this little station. I don't think this station exists anymore. I'm not sure. St Thomas. Brake signs are coming to a 25 minute.
Just under a mile away.
Oh, and I'll show you before anybody. I forgot to mention this is the size of the map. So we're up here. So we're coming into Exeter now. That's the full map. There we go. We came from, I think, here.
Yeah, you
there
have
we go.
it. Yeah.
There we go. So we've gone from there all the way up to there.
What's right at the bottom, Jamie, of that?
Sorry, that is Paynton and Kingswear down there.
Oh, okay.
Down here.
Cool. Exeter St Thomas does still exist, but it's smaller and has lost its roof.
Ah, there we go.
It's still in there in real time, but Exminster is not in there anymore. Oh, that's sad.
Make sure we've got all the right roads. I mean, looking at all those signals, which one would you think is yours? There's a lot.
Feels like my driving. Feels like my driving theory test all over again.
It does. There's a lot of signals there. Look at this. We're going to be 6 minutes early. That's amazing.
Good job.
This is Exeter in the 1950s. Turn the water off now.
Was there something, Jamie, you said you were going to do before we finished up? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I was just going to show you the speed in loading. That was something I was going to do.
Okay.
So obviously with the new update, I'll just show you the difference in loading times.
Of course, yes. Yeah. If you haven't checked it out already, make sure you check out the forum. It's got all the information on there. And we'd love to see how it's impacted your loading time as well. Chuck a comparison in there. It took you a minute and a half and it now takes you 30 seconds, then let us know. We'd love to hear it because it sounds like it's been able to help quite a lot of you out there, and we'd love to see how many that is.
Nice and steady.
Pink Train said HST on 5 circle 53 seconds to 15 seconds, which is pretty impressive.
That's very good.
Bakes Bean Kid asks, what was done to make such a difference to loading times? I would love to tell you. I haven't a clue. Jamie, anything?
What's that?
What was done on the back end to improve those loading times?
I wouldn't know either.
Is there anything that's... Oh, let me just reread the... it just says optimization and loading performance improvements aimed at addressing long load times experienced by players when loading content that is contained within asset package files .ap. So, but yeah, we would say this has been tested as vigorously as we can. But if there are any areas which you see that are not experiencing those those quicker times, then let us know in the forum thread, and we'll see if we can sort of pass that on to the team and get it sorted for you.
There you go. Look at this. Well done. Not the easiest run you'll ever have to do, but made good time. We'll probably get a brew on.
Oh yes, let's do that.
Let's go and get a brew.
Absolutely, always a brew, always a brew.
So, but yeah, right, and I'll quickly show you. So I'll load another scenario for the 7200, and we'll show you how fast it loads. So we'll come out of here. Look at that, I've got a gold star. Look at that, I'm pleased with that. So if I go back to career, and we go down to R, wherever it's gone. There we go. So let's go down to, let's just go on to the part 1 of this. And you ready? Get your stopwatches out. Get your stopwatches out.
Oh, 1 minute.
There we go.
Oh, give me a chance. Give me a chance. Come on, give me 1 second. I'll get my phone timer out. If only I could find it in amongst all of my other apps that I've got in there. Okay, all right. We ready to?
Yep.
Go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Yep.
Can you see that? There we go.
Done.
10 seconds. 10.5 seconds.
Look at that. There we go. So this is part 1 of the same scenario. But there we go. And that shows how fast it does load. I'll just I'll do it. We got, yeah, it's alright.
Just to show you that we've not sort of tried to lay the wool over your eyes there. Should we try it with another? Should we try it with another?
Yeah, should we try it with another? Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Right, let's try it with another one. We'll try it with our bullet line, because that's the one that comes up at the top. So we'll go up to the top of career, and what we'll do is we'll do one for, I had one earlier which I was using. This is the one. So we'll do it in snow. There we go.
Traditionally something that probably takes a little bit longer to load.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Okay, alright, I'm ready. I've got my stopwatch ready to go.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's do this. This is tense.
There you go, done.
Do you know what? It's exactly the same time.
There we go. Look at that.
10.5 seconds.
And there we go.
I could play this game all night.
There we go. How fun is that?
10.5 seconds. Maybe that should be the secret word for anybody who's tuned into the live stream today. 10.5 seconds.
Yeah. There we go. And funnily enough, it's one of my favourite routes as well. Look at that, especially in the snow.
Always in the snow.
Yeah, got to do it in the snow. Got to definitely do it in the snow.
Yeah, so take a look at the forum thread. It'll give you instructions on how to get that all set up. Where I think it's in the testing process at the moment, so it's not kind of the fully blown. Let me just have a quick reread of it just to make sure I've got that right. So we are, yeah, it's got all of the details in the thread, and if you have any problems with it, just make sure you contact either the support team or let us know in one of those threads that we put out, so that we can investigate it and respond back and make sure that we can log it if there are any problems that anybody's having. There are some troubleshooting stuff in there as well, so make sure you give it a read. I'll just chuck it in the YouTube chat now, because it looks like our restream is not doing that quite well enough, so I'll just put that in there now.
Perfect. There we go.
All right, Jamie. Did you want to cover anything else at all, or should we
No,
call
I
it a
think
night there?
I think we're there. I think we're there. I mean, the 42, the Great Western Heavy 280 tank pack is out now. Um, really good fun. It's fun in advanced mode, and the scenarios are really good. So I think everybody who enjoys, especially enjoys Great Western Steam, will enjoy this.
Amazing. And yeah, just a personal note from me, thank you very much everybody who's been so welcoming so far. Looking forward to getting to know you all a little bit better, getting to know the games and the hobby a little bit better as well, and start to kind of take on some of that passion that I know that you all have for it. So yeah, really looking forward to it. You might see me popping up on a few bits and pieces here and there. I will see what I can do about any quiz streams moving forward. I'll have a chat with the team tomorrow and see what if we can start to think about how we can do those a little bit more. But yeah, I'll leave it to Jamie to sign off. But thank you very much, everyone.
I know we just had one quick question from Pink Trains. It said what we're driving tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure, Pink Trains. I normally decide it tomorrow for Workshop Wednesday, but we will tell you. And I'll make sure, and Matt will probably tell me off if I don't do it. I'm going to make sure that I'll have all the names for all the scenarios, and we'll update the forums as well when we're driving it, so you can play along. So there we go. So yeah, it was. I hope everybody enjoyed that, and it's goodbye from me.
That's goodbye from me. See you later.
See you later. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Bye.